Hey guys, how are you? Welcome back to my channel. So today is another segment of our home gym, our fitness journey, right? So today with our boss, right, Rudra, right, and that's my wife. We done the gym before in the basement, so now we are gonna focus on the cardio. The reason why I'm making this video is because there is not enough information about this beautiful machine. It's a Norditrack, a step climber. That's the regular version that we have gotten, not the XL version, because there was not much of a price difference. We just felt like sticking with the smaller screen. I was trying to do some research, I couldn't find much information, so this video is going to unfold what this machine is about, the installation process, the usage, and the benefit of it. So right now, I'm gonna cut this box. As you can see, there's a dotted line in the bottom of the box, right? All across, right? So that's where you're supposed to cut your box. Okay. So now I'm gonna go ahead and cut. So as you can see, I am cutting it along the dotted line.
Yeah.
Alright, so now that I finally cut it, lift the box open. So as you can see, you have a couple of things over here. Let me just get these out of the way. You can see you got a couple of things that comes over here, the poles and so on. So, we just have to put everything in order, go through a manual and so on. And we're gonna get this thing put together. You get what I mean? So guys, as you can see, you look around here and you see the details of packaging is so secured. There's some empty boxes around the unit itself, and that's what we exactly doing, taking all the stuff out. And it comes with a lot of boxes. We took all the equipment out on the side, and now we're just going through all the boxes and matching them. Collapsing all the boxes and just put it away, so we have some room to work around over here.
Alright guys, the first part you saw was unboxing and putting out all the parts. Now, we actually have all the parts right here. And now my husband is actually putting the parts together. So the first part was the panel on this side, which is the left side. Now he's actually putting the screws in there.
These are M10s.
M-tags. And he's following the book. So whatever instructions they have in the book, that's what he's doing. So the first part is this. So now that he put the M10 together, he's just tightening up the screws there.
Lightly. I'm just doing it lightly, then I'll do it all tight.
So you also have to screw down the bottom with the same screws. Go.
Alright guys, so the first thing first with the installation, the first thing you do is attach the base, right? The right base and the left base, right? The way to do it is start off with the right first, slide the right in, right? Secure the top screws. Make sure you start off with the top first. Then the bottom, there are two more screws, so you tighten those up. So initially, what you're gonna need is you're gonna need two people to do this part and this part, right? So then you move on to the next part, which is your left side. Here, the same thing. You slide this in. Have your partner, lift this, tilt it, so you could slide this in. It is kind of heavy, right? Once you slide it in, start off with the top two screws, then you move on to the bottom two screws, right? And then you go ahead and work on your paddles, right? So your right paddle and then your left paddle, right? So this is pretty simple. What you do is you put it on top of this right here, and then you're gonna use M6, which is 12 millimeter, which is 108. You have 8 of those. You're gonna use those screws at the bottom of this. The same screws you're gonna use it on the bottom of that. Alright guys, so the pedals are attached. They're pretty solid. They have a nice cushion to it, and they're metal. And what I've done is, you are gonna attach the 4 screws, the Allen screws, right, on 4 corners. I just went ahead and used my drill machine, and so I used a T25 head for this to drive it in, which is good. It's quick and easy, so that's what I got. Next up is our cup holder. That's what we're gonna do, so let me show you how to get that done. So you're a bit of a confuser. So next step is actually attaching the paddles to its brackets, right? So left and the right. And for that, you are gonna need your M20 screws, which is 102, which is 8 of those. So for that, let me show you how to attach this. You're gonna attach 2 screws on top, 2 on the on the side, right? Similar to over here, 2 on the top, and then 2 on the side. So the way to do it is, as you can see, you have to slide this leg into the bracket over here. Then you slide it in, you align it properly, and then you attach the screws over here. Alright guys, so as you can see, I have lightly attached both legs over there. So yeah, they're ready to go. Now I'm gonna go ahead and tighten the screws. Alright guys, so legs are up. So one piece of advice when you're installing the legs, make sure the opening on the right is facing outward, on the left is also facing the other way, right? So make sure you do that. And now we are moving on to the cup holder. Let me show you how that gets done. Alright guys, so this is how the cup holder works. You see these latches over here, right? You see all of this is gonna go into these holes, right? And then once you secure it, and then you're gonna put the screws. You have total of 4 screws. So you have 1 here, 2 here, another one on the side over here. Alright, you're gonna use those screws, and then you also have screws in the bottom over here as well, right? So that's how it's gonna work. And the screws that you're gonna use is going to be the M4, which is 16 millimeter 101. So hi guys, so the cup holder is up. Again, you're gonna take this unit, you're gonna press it in gently. The latches over here, you're gonna line those to the holes, and you're gonna push it in. Similar to over here on the sides as well, push it in. The screws are gonna go 1 screw here, another screw right over here, another screw is gonna go right over here, and the 4th screw is gonna go right over here on the side. Right. The next step is to attaching a console to the console box. Right. This is a very easy process. You're gonna find this console that is in that box. In that box, the only thing that you have is this console. This is a separate piece that you found when you unboxed your original box. So let me show you how that gets done. Right. So your console will come like this, just alone by itself, right? And then this is going to be tied in with a zip tie, just like this. All right. Your objective is to align this 4 screws, 1, 2, and 1, 2, 3, and 4 to those 4 holes, right? So you have, you know, you have 1, 2, 3, 4. But before you align that, remember this wire is gonna that hole, right? So let me show you how that's done. All right, so this wire, all right, and you feed it hole, right? Hopefully you can see what I'm doing here. Okay, you see I'm feeding that wire into that hole just like that, all right? And then I'm gonna secure it. Once you pull that wire through the hole, and you can see here, now this is just sitting here, right? You see that hole right there, you see this hole right here at the bottom. So now I'm gonna go ahead and attach the screws over here, which is, you know, your M6, which is this one right over here, this small screws, and that's gonna go on the other side. Okay, so these are the M6 screws that is gonna go in behind the console. Alright guys, so as you can see, the screws I lightly, you know, fasten. You know, now I'm gonna go ahead with my Phillips screwdriver to tighten them. Okay guys, the screws are nicely fastened. This unit is not going anywhere. It's nicely done. It's not loose. It's pretty stable. And now we are moving on to the next stage. Your next thing is your lower console cover, right? So this cover is going to go on the bottom over here. So you see that hole right there, this is where this thing is gonna snap in on both sides, right? So one thing is gonna snap in over here, another one on the right hand side, which is gonna snap in into that hole right over there. Okay, alright folks, so that is snapped in pretty nicely. Now we do the top part, right? Same exact way. You see that little thing screw, so he's gonna snap into that hole, and this is gonna snap into this hole. But make sure you drive the wire out, right? So you want to take the wire out from here just like that, and you align it properly just like that, right? And then you snap it. Okay, so now the back should look nice and covered, nice and flush, right? On both side you have top and bottom, right? And then now you move on to the attachment of this console to the unit. Okay, alright folks, so this unit, this component is going to be slided into this way, right? So let me show you how to get this accomplished. Alright, so you're gonna come over here, you're gonna slide this in just like that. Then you wiggle it in, and there you go. It slides in. So now it is gonna take. You're gonna leave this just the way this is. This you don't touch. Alright. This you don't cut it out. You just leave it like this. Alright, guys. To attach this, you're gonna need 4 screws. 1, 2, 3, and 4 on the side. Once that is done, then you'll connect the wire together. But before you connect this wire, you want to scan this UR code. So the screws you're going to need is M8 15mm, 2 of those, and 2 of the M8 25mm screws. Alright guys, so to drive the screws in, I'm just using the Allen key, which is very useful to drive the screws in. So the small screw I'm going to drive in just like that, you know, lightly just go through with it. Make sure you latch it. Once it's latched, right, you're gonna go ahead and drive it in, right? And which is pretty easy process, as you can see. Alright guys, a small correction here. For the front ones, you actually need a M18 a bigger screws, right? M18, which is your 15 millimeter screws, which is looks like this, is bigger, and one is gonna go on the top, another one is gonna go in the bottom. So just like that, you push it in all the way, then you start screwing it in. Now the screws are properly in, is nice and sturdy, it's not gonna go anywhere. Alright, next up is to connect the connectors. Alright, as you're connecting the connectors, make sure you connect it nice and tight, and you want to hear the click. So I just heard the click, so it is nice and secured, is connected now. Alright guys, so now the wire is connected. Now we are moving on to the next part, which is your hand paddles, right? You're gonna install your hand paddles left and right on both sides. Alright, and let me show you how that gets done. Alright guys, so this is the right handle that is coming along, right? I'm using an 8 screws over here, right, to fasten all of this. Make sure when you align it with the hole, make sure it aligns properly, right, or else it's not going to be tightened and it's going to be off and it's going to be wobbly. So just want to make sure you do that. Alright guys, so the handles are nice and sturdy, everything is ready to go. One thing I realized when we started the base, you know, it was not a clear instruction on how to install the base. So keep in mind the wheel is going to go in the front. Alright, front facing. The wheels are not gonna go the back facing. Alright, so the bigger part of the base is gonna go in the rear. The small part facing with the wheel is gonna go the front facing. Okay, so now we are moving on to the next stage is the back cover, right, which is this thing right over here. Is going to be attached and snapped in just like that. Okay guys, so the covers are on. So keep in mind, before you put this on, right, you want to put in this cover right here. You want to secure this cover. In this cover you have 3 screws, which is 1, 2 and 3. This one first and the one in the bottom over here, this screw is gonna, you know, attach to one another. The middle screw, right, there is no outlet to it, so you just drive the screw in there and you're gonna attach it to the barrel. There's a hole on the other side, that's what you attach it to, so then it's nice and secured. Alright, once you're done attaching these 2 covers, alright, you're gonna go ahead and attach this cover. Alright, while attaching that cover, you're gonna come across 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6 screws. Is gonna keep it nice and secured. Alright, so now our machine is full of assembly. Alright, assembled properly, nice and sturdy, everything is ready to go. So now the last step that is left is to connect the machine. Alright, these are the connections for you. Alright, which comes into this box. Is called a transformer, and this is a number for it. Alright, this end is gonna go into this end like this. This is gonna be connected